You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt here, and I'm excited about some new info coming straight from Ari Zucker herself in a recent chat on a podcast about her exit and, of course, all the backstage controversy at Days of Our Lives. And she talked about her exit and whether or not the NBC Peacock soap opera did her character justice on the way out the door. I'm going to spill all this hot tea for you, but before we dive in, please click subscribe if you have not. Real quick, in case you don't know, if you've been living under a rock or just aren't one of those ones who pays attention to news headlines, you may not know why Ari Zucker was fired as Nicole Walker. They didn't renew her contract, which is tantamount to firing in the soap world. So she talked about what was happening on the set where, quote, many people did not feel safe. And back in March 2023, several actresses were let go. We've talked about it here on the channel, some female PR people too. And through conversations with many people on set, she said, they basically decided enough was enough. It needed to be brought to the executive producer's attention, to Ken Corday's attention, that things were going on behind the scenes of the show that needed to be addressed. And an investigation started, and she said, and during this process, the executive producer that it was all against, and of course she didn't say his name, but we're talking clearly about Albert Alar here, was still working on the show. And she said many people were uncomfortable. And so many more people came forward because even during the investigation, they didn't suspend him or anything. They let him keep working. And she said an actress had been blatantly kissed at an event, I'm assuming by maybe the guy in question, maybe somebody else at any rate. And she said this actress felt completely violated. Another actor, a male, was yelled and screamed at in front of cast and crew because he got a hair trim when he was not on contract at the time. And he apologized for it up front and still got reamed. And so she said, and you may already know, they wrote her out once in June 2023. That was when Holly's coma happened and she was just gone, right? And she said that, they wrote her out, we all know, because she raised her voice on behalf of others, but her amazing attorney, I can't remember her name, she mentioned it, it's a long name, lots of syllables. So, and she called her and she said that her attorney was able to get her back on the show. So that's when, she came back with Holly. And then she also reiterated throughout all of this big, long podcast interview she did that how much she absolutely loves Days of Our Lives and the viewers, and said the majority of people that work there are incredible. She was really happy that they got the multi-year renewal, even though Ari lost her own job there after 26 years playing Nicole Walker. She said her firing was a tough pill to swallow, but she did expect it. She said not only did she have a feeling, one of her coworker friends told her, Ari, you're going to get fired, right? And she said, yeah. But the goal was they wanted people to continue to be able to work at Days of Our Lives. She wanted the show to keep going. And so she felt like it was the right thing to do. So then she kind of talked about what you may already know if you keep up with the backstage drama. She talked about it again. And then she dropped a couple of tidbits that are spoilerish. And she talked about this on the Misunderstood podcast. I will put a link to that in the description in case you want to watch the entire hour and a quarter podcast episode with Ari Zucker. She wasn't giving blatant spoilers. I want to be very clear. I don't want to get her in trouble legally or anything. She did not give any specific spoilers, but definitely enough info to draw some conclusions, So she has said before on her own podcast, and she said it again, she believes her last air date is July 29th, 2024. Her last day at work was December 23rd, 2023. So here's the new info. Ari was asked about Nicole Walker's exit, her character exit, and she said, I think they were smart enough not to kill me, okay? She said that. So that's one little tidbit. So it clearly sounds like she did not film a death scene. That doesn't mean they won't kill her character after the fact as one of those off-screen deaths like they had to do with John Aniston as Victor Kiriakis and like they have done with other people. And, wherever she goes, they can always say she died once she got there, but at least in terms of what she filmed, no death. And she said specifically, I won't say how I leave the show. So I want to be very clear. I don't want to give Days any reason to come after her. I'm drawing conclusions based on what she said, but I'm also going to tell you exactly exactly what she said, so you can form your own conclusions in case they're different from mine. She was asked if she was okay with the exit storyline and if they did her character justice. And Ari said it was written quickly. So in that regard, I think they did a lot of disservice to the two characters people have wanted together for a really long time. To me, right there, we all know what two characters in terms of Nicole that people want together. That's Eric and Nicole. So that them being done a disservice to me means they will not reunite. They will not be leaving town together. And I've seen some tabloids saying that Eric and Nicole run off with Jude. Not true. Not going to be true because Greg Vaughn continued filming I know he was filming at least through like June of this year, because I know he is on all the way through the 15,000th episode. There's some chatter. He might be done filming now. No confirmation of that. But at any rate, he's going to be airing at least through December. So yeah, that's another reason we know that they're not going to leave together. So the no to the Eric Cole reunion is the conclusion I draw from this. So next, Ari said she thinks what they wrote also did a disservice to the one she was with at the time. So to me, that means the exit storyline did no favors for EJ and Nicole as a couple either. So what I expect to see in about a month, end of July, Nicole leaves town either alone or possibly with baby Jude. If Eric hasn't found out by then that that's his son and EJ knows it's not his son, she's kind of in the clear to just take the kid and go, and EJ might not even fight her that much, or she could just up and leave without telling him. Holly Jonas, we know, is going to stay behind in Salem. It's been confirmed. I've personally confirmed it from looking at behind the scenes photos. Ashley Posamas is still filming, again, at least through June. So she's also in that 15,000th episode airing in December to coincide with Bill Hayes' character funeral, Doug Williams. And of course, Ashley is the one who plays Nicole's daughter. I've heard that that Holly's going to move in with her grandma, Maggie Horton Kiriakis, after Nicole leaves town. So it sure sounds like Nicole is going to walk away from EJ and Eric both. So that is not very satisfactory, is it? Right? And I think that Days might get some serious pushback from fans if they try and recast Nicole after firing Ari for raising her voice to protect her coworkers. Doesn't mean they won't recast her, but I can't imagine people would like it. All right, so that is the latest scoop straight from Ari Zucker herself. She is busy doing her life coaching business. She seems happy. She looks healthy. She looks great. And she seems to be okay as much as she can be with losing her job because she was doing it to advocate and to protect other people, which to me is nothing short of amazing. I'm very proud of her as a woman, as a human being. It's incredible. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what conclusions you draw from what she said. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you're not following the channel, we appreciate you supporting us, and definitely come back soon. As always, this is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're here talking Days of Our Lives 7 days a week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.